Hello. Oh Lord, the fucking camera lag is back. God bless. That's what happens whenever you got a fried fucking MacBook, man. Anyways, we're here. We're live. It's me, Ayden Cossack, host of High Fly Radio, the greatest professional wrestling podcast in the world. Coming at you guys at one frame per minute. Join alongside. Holy shit, it caught me drinking everything. Bro, I'm literally watching myself right now in slow motion. Oh my god, this is atrocious. We're gonna have to cut that camera real quick while we figure that out. But not with Raul today, but with the man, Keon. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, everybody? It's a good day to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Uh, got our first win last night. Me and my tag partner KJ. You know what I'm saying? We were once jobbers, and we fought our way out the trenches, and now we're like, I'm like 1-8, something like that. So, um, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep fighting, man. No matter how hard it get, no matter how far down deep in the trenches you get, you keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a
Oh
good day.
Lord, bro. Yeah, that's me right now trying to fight this fucking camera, man. But anyways, I guess I'm just gonna come at you guys as Mr. Cody Rhodes today, man, because it just ain't working out, man. But yeah, guys, we're here today. We're going to be reviewing AEW Revolution. It was a pretty solid pay-per-view, in my opinion. Starting things off last night, kicked things off with the pre-show. We had the 0 hour match with Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers versus the Varsity Athletes. Man, we might have to just keep our thoughts real quick on this one because, to be honest with you, bro, I was in the shower. I did not see this match, Keon, but I know you did. Do you have any
Yeah.
thoughts about this match? Was it entertaining? What did you think?
I think it was pretty. I think it was pretty standard. Standard of the line. Kind of match. I mean, like Lucha Brothers always put on a good show. Mark Briscoe and Lucha Brothers,
Hmm.
they always put on a good show. So it was a really good match. I think it definitely, of course, not the best that I've seen, but we'll get to that later. The best, in my opinion, is the best on
Bro,
the card, on the main card. We'll talk about later. But
yeah, yeah. And nice, man. Solid, solid. I kind of wonder what they're going to be doing with Mark Briscoe over on AEW, given obvious reasons. He's still holding on to the ROH World Tag titles, so it's kind of interesting. Wonder if they're going to vacate those and let another team get them, maybe the Lucha Brothers or someone like that. Um, I don't know, man. It's pretty interesting, but I didn't really see the match. Didn't it wasn't something that I felt like I needed to see. But
mm-hmm.
after that match, things kicked off. The pay per view started. We had Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho in a pretty solid opener, man. To be honest with you guys, thought it was great. Chris Jericho hit a fucking code breaker out of the spear that Ricky tried to hit at one point, which was pretty fire. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just think these guys work really well together. Uh, the one thing that I will say about the match, though, in my opinion, was just kind of like, bro, the whole point was Jericho Appreciation Society was banned from ringside, and then all of a sudden, fucking Sammy Guevara
Sammy
comes
Guevara.
waltzing out, and Aubrey's sitting there, and she's like, "Hey, get out of here!" And it's like, bro, that should have been an automatic DQ because the
I
whole
think it was.
stipulation.
You know what I think it was. I think it was because of the fact that Sammy, he didn't really get a chance to interfere because he was attacked like shortly thereafter. Like he was halfway down the ramp before he got like speared. I don't know who attacked him, but
Action Andretti.
yeah. So I think that was the reason why like there was no DQ, is because like he didn't really get a chance to interfere to like, technically he did by like taking her attention away from them two, but I think like for the most part, that's why it wasn't really considered a DQ. uh so I don't know,
Yeah.
who knows though.
Yeah, I mean, I see the logic, but to me, it's like the whole fact that Aubrey's literally sitting there yelling at Sammy in action to be like, "Hey, get out of here!" It's like that's kind of the whole reason they were banned from ringside was to prevent any type of referee distraction, to prevent any type of distraction. Period. So to me, it was like the
Mm-hmm.
moment Sammy Guevara went out there, it should have just been a DQ. But you know, that's just my opinion. I thought the match was still good. Ricky Starks got the W, his second W over Chris Jericho, which is pretty fire. I wonder if the feud is going to continue on or not. I don't think it should. I think it was a nice, clean, easy way to wrap this up. Let's see Jericho move on to something else. I think
I think so as well because I think any further and then they're just kind of dragging it.
mhm.
I definitely think this is a perfect point to just end this feud with Ricky Starks and Chris
Yeah, wrap it
Jericho.
up.
So
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Get it over with. But speaking of getting things over with, we had Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Christian Cage finally having the blow off to their feud. Unfortunately, last year at Full Gear, Christian Cage and Jungle Boy were supposed to have their match, but Christian Cage was actually injured. So, or was it Full Gear or was it All Out? I actually think it was All Out. I think it was All Out where Christian Cage got injured, and then essentially what they had to do was they had to drag the feud out with Jungle Boy to Full Gear with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. That's right. And then Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus had the steel cage match. It was kind of like an extension to try to keep that feud going. But after that, they still didn't have Christian ready. So they kind of had to find things for Jungle Boy to do. He was kind of hanging around with Hook, which I'm still bummed that they just kind of like dropped the whole Jungle Hook angle and they didn't even really do anything with it because I don't know. I thought a quick back and forth between the Ass Boys and Jungle Hook would have been a really good way to uh, it's something really good for Hook to do and something really good for Jungle Boy to do because essentially what you could have done, you could have had the Ass Boys win the tag titles. You could have put the titles on Jungle Hook, or you could have had while Jungle Hook are challenging for the tag titles, Christian Cage comes out and like costs them the match, and then Jungle Boy is the one who gets pinned. That way, Hook stays undefeated. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But anyways, this match
mm-hmm.
it was pretty awesome, man. What did you think about Christian Cage and Jungle Boy?
Oh no, I thought this match was really 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 good. Um, the most anxiety induced match for me last night, considering what I had, like the stakes that I bet on that match. So
Mm-hmm.
if Jungle Boy Jungle Boy sitting there at the end, like just just goofing off before closing the casket, I'm like, bro, close the coffin, please. He like he bent down, like whispered in his ear, gave him a kiss, hugged him, like told him a bedtime story, went to go get him a burger before he closed the casket. I'm like, bro, close the casket and win. Like, Jesus, man. Um,
I
but
thought
other than that,
Luchasaurus
yeah,
was
it
gonna
was
come out.
brutal. Saying,
I thought Luchasaurus was gonna come out when he was
yeah,
sitting there taking
that's
forever. I was like, oh man, they were screwing him, aren't they?
I was I was getting like, bro, I was really about to start screaming, bro, like actually. But yeah, it was brutal though. Jungle Boy hit I almost said Chris Jericho. No, he hit Christian Cage with the concerto, and that was that was tough. Um but yeah, that match was really really solid. I really enjoyed that match for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think I'm kind of just making this up. I just thought about this a couple of minutes ago, but I'm trying to think. Normally, this is what my brain does right after an AEW pay per view. Is that it's like, okay, where are we going next? Like, what's the next storylines? Like, what are the next kind of feuds that we're gonna see? I think maybe just kind of like swapping feuds with like the people that we talked about in the match before this. I think Ricky Starks versus Christian Cage would kind of be an interesting feud that I think would be pretty fire. And I think Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho
Chris
and
Jericho.
like the in the Jericho Appreciation Society would be pretty fire.
Mm.
kind of throwback to a long time ago, like when Dynamite was just starting, still in their first like 6 months. Um, when Jungle Boy challenged Chris Jericho for the world title, and that was kind of like the first time that everybody really got to see like what Jungle Boy was capable of, and everyone kind of became a fan of him at that point. I'd like to see them kind of run it back and let maybe let Jungle Boy, beat Chris Jericho, kind of drag that out to like All Out or maybe Double or Nothing. I don't know. I think that'd be a pretty interesting feud. Plus, there's matches to be had with, you can do a whole thing where Jungle Boy versus Daniel Garcia, Jungle Boy versus Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy versus Jake Hager. There's a lot that you can do to kind of drag all
Mm,
that out.
right.
I think it'd be pretty interesting, man. I think it'd be pretty interesting. Pretty fire. Pretty fire.
I think that's a cool idea. Swapping, the storyline with Christian Cage and Chris Jericho. Yeah, I definitely think that'd be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'd be down to see it, man. But listen, guys, if y'all want to see things live, bro, y'all gotta go to SeatGeek.com, man. And guess what? You get $20 off your first purchase with the code the Nerdcore. THENERDCORPS, folks. You see how, man, y'all could be watching these pay-per-views live, man. You could be saving money while doing it, bro.
Sir.
But our next matchup on the card, what an incredible match this was, man, between the Elite and House of Black. This image right here really, that was my moment where it was like, shoot, man, I got to see Kenny Omega and Malachi now go at it. But at the end of it, the House of Black walked away with the World Trios titles. Keon, what did you think about House of Black versus the Elite?
Yeah, this was the match. This was my match of the night. Honestly, this match was absolutely fire. Even though I had the Elite winning, I'm not upset about the outcome. Truly, I'm not. That match, like I said, the Elite. I have never seen a match with the Elite that has ever disappointed me. Like ever.
Yeah,
And last night was no different. They put on a show, and it's. Do you really expect anything less from the Elite match? Like truly, and not even. And I'm kind of counting out House of Black because they man, this was a match, bro. This was a
yeah,
match.
yeah. This was fire. I loved getting to see Kenny Omega and Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy finally interact for the first time. That was awesome, especially because
Mm-hmm.
people are always trying to say how Buddy's just a Kenny clone. I think last night everybody kind of stood out in their own way in this trios match. Um, I thought Brody looked awesome out there, just destroying the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks having to like team up to try to like cut him down was pretty fire. Malachi hitting that black mass on Kenny was, man, that had me for a second. I thought that's when they were gonna win it. I was like, holy
I did
shit,
too.
bro. And
Yeah.
then the Bucks coming in to save him. I thought that was awesome. It's just a great match, man. It's pretty much,
Man, yo, Brody is that man is a brick wall, bro. That
oh yeah.
he man, I was like really hoping that they were gonna get him out like soon enough, cause bro, with him in the way, they were not getting to Malachi. It just wasn't happening. That man is how he's tall, he is big, and he just cannot be moved. The fact that it took three of them, because I think at one point all three of them super kicked him to the
Yep.
in order to get that was nuts, man. He is something special. I can't wait to see what they do going forward, or what House of Black does going forward, with the trios title.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm excited to see all the different matches that they can have. I want to see House of Black have a rematch against the Dark Order, get that win back because they never should have fucking lost that match. Shit was crazy. I don't know what y'all were thinking, bro. What are y'all doing? You can see House of Black versus best friends. I don't know, man. There's all types of matches. House of Black versus Blackpool Combat Club. There's all types of stuff that you guys can do with them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see House of Black kind of hold on to them for a while, though. I do want to see an Elite versus House of Black rematch at some point. Um, my initial thought last night, I said this on the watch along. I thought the Elite was definitely going to retain, and then I thought we were going to get another best of seven series that was going to drag out till Double or Nothing. Because to me, I really didn't like the way that they actually built up the match between the Elite and House of Black. Thought there should have been a lot more to kind of get there, but I don't know. Maybe that's what I get for fantasy booking it in my head. I just thought, a whole series of like singles matches between the Elite and House of Black, building up until you finally do the trios titles would have been really fun. But that's just my own selfishness wanting to see like Kenny Omega versus Buddy Matthews and like Kenny Omega versus Malachi, and I wanted to see like I thought a handicap match between like the Young Bucks against Brody would be fire. I don't know, something, man. Like I just wanted to see all types of crazy stuff with them. But House of Black winning, I'm not mad. I think it's awesome. I'm excited for what's in store for them, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
We also
That's
had
a
last night Ruby Soho turned heel at the end of this AEW Women's World Title triple threat. Jamie Hayter retained in a real interesting finish. It just kind of like boom, caught Ruby in a roll up, and that was it. But I will say, I thought the match was a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought the ladies really went out there and killed it. I think it was Soraya's best match that she's had since returning. I think a lot of the credit on that definitely goes to Ruby Soho and Jamie Hayter, who definitely pulled their weight in this whole match. It was pretty solid, man. But what do you think about Ruby Soho turning heel and joining up with the I don't know what they're calling them, the L girls? I don't know, bro.
I think that's pretty interesting. I didn't expect Ruby Soho to turn heel like at all. But I mean now she is so. But I think that I think the match last night was I think it was pretty good honestly. I haven't watched a lot of Paige's or I'm sorry, Soraya's matches since she returned. So I can't really comment on if it was her best match or not. But
She's only
I
had like
definitely think
three, so
that makes
so
sense.
it
That
is.
makes when did
It's
she
not too
return?
many.
It was like
She
November
returned at
last year.
Grand Slam last year, which was October, either November or no, either September or October. It was one of those,
Okay.
but I'm gonna
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna see what other matches she's had, because all I can
Okay.
remember is Saraya versus Britt Baker, which was
Uh huh.
which
Yeah, I
was a
remember that.
thing.
I remember
That was
that.
a thing that happened, and then I do remember Saraya versus Sky Blue a couple weeks ago on Dynamite, but I don't
Okay.
remember anything
Okay.
else.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think the match last night was pretty good. It went pretty much how I expected it to go. Um, there's not really much I can really comment on about the match. It was just like I think it was pretty standard match. There wasn't it was nothing too crazy. It wasn't boring. I definitely say that. It was entertaining. I think going forward, I think it'll be interesting to see what Ruby Soho does as a heel going forward now that she's joined whatever their team is called.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
I
don't know what
definitely
they're gonna do.
I definitely think it'll be very intriguing to see what she does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Internet Wrestling Database right now, and Saraya had the match against Britt Baker uh, at Full Gear last year, and then she had a match with Tony Storm against Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, which was a tag match, and
Hmm.
then Saraya and Tony Storm in another tag match um, against the Renegade Twins. I definitely didn't see that. Don't watch Rampage, bro. Then there was also Saraya versus Sky Blue, which I knew about that one, and then Saraya last night in the triple threat. So
Okay.
it's definitely the best performance that I've seen so far out of the four other matches that I have, or the four total matches that I have seen out of the five since she's returned. Thought Ruby looked great last night. It was good. I know I saw a lot of people are mad about it. Honestly, I'm like, bro, how did y'all not see this coming, man? Like the whole storyline so far has been like it's the girls who came from WWE are teaming up together against the girls who came from AEW. Bruh,
Right.
Ruby came from WWE, bro. I don't know how else
Right.
to
What
tell
was
you
her name
this.
in WWE? It was Ruby
Ruby
Riot.
Riot. Yeah, Ruby Riot.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Ruby Riot. So I'm not surprised at all that she joined up with Saray and Tony Storm. Plus, I think this puts a level of intrigue back on Ruby Soho that hasn't been there since she came to AEW in 2020 or was it 2021? 2021 at All Out. So I'm excited. Maybe we put a title on Ruby at some point. I don't know. I'd like to see that. But
What
it was a
title
good
do you
match.
think they put on Ruby?
I think they should put the world title on Ruby because Ruby's never had a
Mm,
title. Like Ruby's never had a title, so I think winning the women's world title would be great for her. Maybe they do like Ruby turns heel for a little bit, and then they kind of like she gets abused by Saraya. Maybe Saraya wins the world title, and then you just have like Ruby turn babyface, and maybe she beats Saraya for the title. I think that'd be pretty fun. I don't know.
that'd be fire actually.
Yeah, I
That'd
don't
be
know.
fire.
I'm a lot more intrigued with the AEW Women's Division this year than I was last year. So I'll say that, man. They've got me interested to see what happens next, which is really all you can ask out of a big angle on a pay per view. What happens next, and am I wanting to watch it or not? And I'm wanting to see it.
Yeah. Dude. Tony Khan needs to get some writers, bro.
Hmm.
Because I will say that even though this pay per view was like really really good or like really decent, um, the build up, man, the build up for this pay per view was just so lackluster. It was like it
Yeah,
was painful almost. Like some of these matches, and I think like because I got my match of the night out of the way because the rest of these matches probably besides the main event, uh, boy,
yeah.
oh man,
I forgot to mention, yeah, Elite versus House of Black was definitely my match of the night, also 100%.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. And we'll talk about what a lot of people's other match of the night was towards the end because I think that's what majority of people are going to say. But man, this
yeah,
match was not my match of the night, man. Hangman Page versus John Moxley. Man, I already know people are going to be shitting on me for that. But listen, guys, I I don't think this needed to be a Texas death match. I also just thought that the positioning on the card at where it was really awkward because to me it felt like this should have been like a lights out match at the end of the show. Like, I know Danielson and MJF, you know, they're your draw. You know what I mean? They're the reason why people are really buying the shows to see MJF and Danielson. But we'll kind of talk about the pros and cons of booking a 60-minute Iron Man match on a pay per view like this. But by this point in the show, I was ready for bed. I was like, dog,
yes,
I'm already exhausted, and now I have to sit here and I have to watch a fucking death match. And then I've still got to watch three more matches after this. So that to me is really the like if this was the main event of like one of those special dynamites or one of those special rampages, I thought this would have been amazing. But I don't think that this needed to be a match on the card. I know it's John Moxley and it's Hangman Page, and I'm saying this with hindsight, but I wouldn't have booked this Texas death match for it. That being said, I thought this match should have been like 6 minutes shorter than it was, also, but I do like the fact that Hangman won by hanging a man. So thumbs up for that.
yeah, yeah.
Keon,
That
what did
was
you think about it?
I thought the match was I thought it was good, honestly. But yeah, just like you said, by this point, I was already like, I mean, I wasn't. I think it was probably after this match where I was like, okay, all right, because like you said, it definitely could have been like several minutes shorter than it was.
Yeah.
Um,
There were so many
and
spots that I thought was the finish, and when they weren't, I was like, "Ah, that would have been a perfect
yeah,
place to end it. That would have been a perfect
same,
place to end it." Like the
same.
dead eye on the chair, I was like, "Bro,
Mm-hmm.
just pin him." I was like, "Just pin him.
Yeah.
That's it. That should be the finish."
Um. So, but yeah, I thought this match was good. Yeah, him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought somehow I would say that this match definitely did showcase how much of a psychopath John Moxley is. This man pulled a fork out of his boot and like made Hangman Page bleed like dramatically, bro. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was wild when he busted that fork out and was like, "I'm to eat
he
dinner."
pulled that man pulled out the fork that he cut his steak with last night and just went to town on Hangman Page's forehead, bro. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
it was
Um,
nuts, dude.
and then the brick. Oh man, I was fully expecting John Moxley to get his noodle dropped on those bricks, bro. Seriously, that was tough. And yeah, him getting hung by those chain links. That was boy
Yeah,
oh boy.
I don't think I've
But that
ever seen Moxley like tap out. That was a thought that I was like, I can't remember ever seeing Moxley tap out. I think I've seen Moxley like get knocked out unconscious, but like I can't remember ever seeing John Moxley like tap out.
You know what? That's a very good point. I can't really recall ever seeing him tap out either. Uh, I would have to look that up. But I don't recall ever seeing him tap out either. And that's interesting because out of all people, it was. I mean, like I say I don't say that with like negative connotation. But I'm saying like out of all people, it was Hangman. I don't know. I think that was like I think that's really interesting
Yeah, I don't
because he
remember.
he had that man. he I thought he was gonna die, bro. I was like genuinely watching that, and toward the end when he put the chain around his neck, from in the ring, and he started pulling. I was like, okay, bro. I think at this point it's probably over. If he don't tap out in about 2 seconds, he's gonna die, bro. And
Yeah.
also, I didn't know that you could win by submission.
Oh, and the Texas Death Match? Yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
pretty much just like it's either if you can't get back up to your feet, if you get knocked out, or if you tap. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that's pretty much the rules. It's not pinfall.
Okay. That makes sense.
Makes
Yeah.
me look dumb because I did just say just pin him. But y'all know what I meant. I just thought he should have,
Right.
I just thought he should have just been on the ground. Thought that should have been it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Hangman is undefeated in Texas death matches, man. That's his forte, man. Texas death match in every state but Texas, except for that one time that he hung Adam Cole on Easter and everybody was pissed. Uh, it was funny as hell.
Wait.
Because like
What?
yeah, because Hangman and Adam Cole had a match in Texas. It was a death
Mm-hmm.
match. It was a Texas death match on Rampage, and it was Good Friday. And fucking Hangman hung Adam Cole in one of the spots. Everybody was like, "Bruh, Hangman hanging Adam Cole and him looking like he's dying on Good Friday is crazy."
Oh man, that's crazy.
Because he had like because he had put
Damn.
the barbed wire or like around his head and was like bashed him, and it literally like the imagery was like it was so it was so like on point.
Bruh, I will have to go
It was
look that
hilarious.
up.
Yeah, you have to look it up. You have to.
I have to look that up.
Yeah, I'll have to show that to you, man. It was hilarious. But man, I was gonna say speaking of hilarious, but it's only hilarious to me because I just Wardlow and Samoa Joe, man. Wardlow challenged for the TNT title, defeated Samoa Joe, using Samoa Joe's own finisher against him. Um, yeah, Wardlow is now a two-time TNT champion. He got his title back. Listen, bro, y'all know how I feel, man. I just think the Wardlow train is dead. They should have pushed him to the moon when he was still Goldberg hot, coming off of the MJF feud at last year's Double or Nothing. It's kind of crazy to me, like how fast that he burnt out
He
of
fell
all of
off
that. Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with
a
MJF.
cliff.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with MJF and like him stealing the spotlight that weekend for Wardlow's big win against him with the whole like, oh, is MJF even going to be at the pay per view? Is he not going to be at the pay per view? And then MJF taking all the momentum away from Wardlow again um, at All Out last year, whenever MJF came out at the end of the pay per view. But then Punk taking all the momentum away from MJF, whatever with the whole brawl out situation. And then of course the title everything just kind of trickled out into another thing and karma's a bitch. But I just have not really been a fan of anything that they've really done with Wardlow. They drug it out way too long for him to get that TNT title with that feud against Scorpio. Um, I'm not a. I don't like. I saw some really impressive moves from Wardlow last night. Don't get me wrong, but his charisma is just so off. Like I'm just not interested in him as a character. He's just very one dimensional to me. But I don't know, man. What do you think about Wardlow winning the TNT title? And what do you think about the match that he had with Samoa Joe?
I'll start. I think I'll start with the match first. The match was, yeah. This okay. So by this time was when my attention span started to taper off, bro. Like I felt like I had the gold brain of a fish by this point. I said the gold brain. The gold.
Exactly.
I,
That's exactly how it made you feel, huh?
I felt like I had the brain of a goldfish by this point in the pay per view. And this match like didn't really improve that like at all. Like it was pretty boring. Like yeah, like Wardlow had some really good, he did some impressive things, but the match itself was just boring. Like truly it was. It was really really boring. I expected Wardlow to win the TNT title just because like Samoa Joe still has the ROH title. So I expected Samoa Joe to drop the TNT title to Wardlow, but yeah, I this this was probably the most egregious match on the card because this could have been on Dynamite, Rampage, something, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was
Oh yeah.
nothing special at all.
Yeah. Especially this late in the evening for them to have this match was just like, bro,
Yeah,
really?
and
This is when
and
we're
it
putting
was
it
all
on?
the setup for Wardlow versus Hobbs. So
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what Stacy says. If anything, he's a transitional champion to get to Hobbs when he cashes in his Sonic ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's already been confirmed. I saw on Twitter this morning Wardlow versus Hobbs this
Yeah.
Wednesday on
Okay.
Dynamite for the TNT title. I really hope that it's just Hobbs time.
Yeah,
Like, if I
I
don't
agree.
need to see Wardlow have another run with his title, I really don't. If anything, maybe it gives Wardlow something to do. If you want to have Hobbs just go in and destroy Wardlow, and then maybe you build up for a rematch at Double or Nothing. I don't know. I would still have Wardlow retain, or not Ward. I would still have Hobbs retain at that point, just because I'm out of the two big beefy sons of bitches, man. I'm on Team Hobbs. I think
Same.
Hobbs has the charisma. He's got the physique. He's got one of the best spine busters like in the entire wrestling business. It's amazing. I just think Hobbs has everything. I think he's going to be It's either him or Starks. One of those two is going to be the first black AEW champion, which I know is something that people, are making a big deal about. But it'll happen whenever it happens, guys. Stop trying to force shit. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's up there on that level to be at that point. So I'm excited for them to push Hobbs. Is really how I feel about the
Yeah,
Samoa Joe and Wardlow match. I'm
yeah,
excited
pretty
for
much.
Hobbs.
I agree. I'm Team Hobbs. Uh, you know, again, Wardlow. Yeah, he fell off a cliff, bro. They really
L.
screwed up Wardlow's momentum. Like
Lidlow.
little.
Lardlow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta take the W away
Um,
and put it with the L.
Lardlow.
Lardlow.
That's
Lardlow. Okay, anyways. Sorry, Wardlow.
yeah.
Anyways.
No. You know,
It is
I,
what it is.
I, I yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's how you say it. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm Team Hobbs. I can't wait to see that go down. So Hobbs can get the TNT Championship and elevate it. Because right now the that championship is not really in a good place, being around Wardlow's waist. So, um, yeah,
More move the focus from the big guys when Hobbs wins. Move to Starks versus Hobbs for actual stakes. That storyline farted its way to conclusion last year. Yeah, and my thought always was generally the way that Starks and Hobbs ended on Rampage. I always figured that Hobbs or Starks was going to come back and he was going to get his win back over Hobbs eventually, but it would be for a title. And I don't think Starks is going to be the guy to beat MJF anymore. Um, for a while there, I kind of thought, okay, Ricky Starks is going to be the guy who's going to beat MJF at the end of the year, or whenever MJF's title reign ends. The more that we get into this title reign, though, the less likely I think that's the case. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that something for Starks to do in the meantime would be TNT champion. I think Starks would be a great TNT champion, and I think a Starks Hobbs feud would be great. So maybe you put the title on Hobbs on Wednesday, and then Starks comes out, and maybe you go with building up to Starks versus Hobbs at Double or Nothing. I don't know. I think that would be great for that title. I think that would really elevate that title. I think that'd be good, man. I don't know what else is next for Wardlow though. I think Wardlow kind of has to turn heel at this point. It's really not. I don't.
you know what? Yeah, now that you mention it, I feel like that may be his only option if they want to build any sort of momentum with him. Again, yeah, his only option at this moment would be to turn heel,
I don't know.
and I think
Wardlow and
probably
Jungle Boy.
say again.
Wardlow and Jungle Boy feud for like the All Atlantic title or something. I don't know. Like, do
Mm-hmm.
something because you want to make Ward like you invested so much in Wardlow. You want to make him feel important, but it's like when you see the reaction that he got last night, it's just like,
Oh,
is this worth really like running with
rough.
anymore, or like do we need to like take this back and rework it? I don't know.
Yeah, it was rough. Neither of them really got a reaction last night, and that is saying something because especially Samoa Joe. Like, what's been going on with Samoa Joe? Because like
Yeah,
it's like, bro, it pretty much both of them fell off a cliff, to be honest. And it I don't know, man. That's rough. Maybe it just has something to do with the build up to the pay per view for both of them just not being exciting like whatsoever. But
hmm
uh, it yeah, they definitely got to do something for
yeah,
Wardlow now.
yeah. Y'all, they got to change it up somehow. But we also had the AEW World Tag Titles were on the line in a fatal four way, but no one gives a fuck. All we really care about, top guys are back, man. FTR
Mm-hmm.
came out at the end, right after the Gun Club retained over Danhausen. They pinned Danhausen to retain the titles. There was a couple moments, man, where I thought Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal were gonna win those titles, bro. It was
Bruh.
it was scary. But top
Dude,
guys return, man. We all knew it was
dude,
coming.
I'm pretty sure we all saw like the AEW's life flash before our eyes. We saw their life flash before our eyes.
Oh yeah.
When Jeff Jarrett had gone for the pin, bro. Cause we nah. At that point, if they had won, it would have been the downfall of AEW right there, right there. At that precise moment, just go ahead and put the tombstone on their grave because there is no way that Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal having those titles would improve anything AEW related. Anything. So I'm glad that I'm just listen. Even if the Guns hadn't won, I'm just glad Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal didn't win, bro. That's it. That's how I feel. Um, had Danhausen won, that would have been cool. Had the acclaimed one, that would have actually no, because my ops were rooting for the acclaim, so never mind. Um, yeah. But yeah, FTR
Yeah.
W.
As far as like the acclaim thing, I don't know. I really feel like the match really should have just been the Guns versus the acclaimed. Um, but I kind like seeing how FTR came back. I understand why they try to make it a multi-match. So that way, you don't pin the acclaimed, you don't make them lose any more heat than they've already lost because the acclaimed have kind of like they haven't fallen off a cliff yet, but the acclaimed is fizzling out.
Mm,
like it's not dead or anything, but it's not what it was. But I don't think it ever really will be what it was again because when the acclaimed blew up the way they did, it was because of how good that match was against Keith Lee and Swerve. Uh,
mm-hmm.
and after them not putting the titles on them, then that just kind of like that sparked the acclaimed movement. But I think we've kind of past that point in time. A lot of people shit on like the Guns for being the tag champs. I don't. I actually think the Guns are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing and getting people to hate them and getting you to want to see FTR come back and kick their ass. It's pretty much the exact reason why they put the titles on them. So, you know, double or nothing, I'm pretty sure we'll be getting FTR versus the Ass Boys and FTR going to win those titles back, man. And it'll be great. Get to see two-time FTR. It'll be awesome, man. I'm still bummed we never got to see FTR hold all the titles. But it is what it is. We got to see them hold a whole bunch. So I'm excited for
Mm-hmm.
FTR. I love FTR. You guys already know. Greatest tag team of all time. Greatest tag team to ever exist. FTR. Top guys, man. Top guys.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening with FTR. Um, I do. So I have a question. Do you think that there's a chance that uh the Guns drop the titles to anyone before FTR?
Nah, not at this point. Because the Guns had beaten FTR on the Holiday Bash, I believe it was Holiday Bash in San Antonio at the end of December.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of towards the down, and that's kind of started the spiral down for like FTR. Where like all of a sudden they're losing all the titles. They lost the ROH titles, they lost the IWGP titles, they lost the AAA titles, and now they're losing to the Guns. And it was kind of like to me that was like the rub of like FTR putting the Guns over as like these are legit guys. But the way they did it, it was like a roll up cradle. So now it's kind of like okay, now we're gonna get to see the actual match between the Guns and FTR. And FTR are gonna go out and they're gonna hit that Shatter Machine, which they're
Mm-hmm.
dubbing it now. The Big Rig is no more, man. I don't know. I like Big Rig more than Shatter Machine actually. I think Big Rig was pretty a fire name. But that's just me. That's just me, guys. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think the Guns are gonna hold those titles for a while until FTR get their hands on them. Probably a double or nothing. That's what I would assume.
Okay.
So we're not
Okay.
too far away from double or nothing. About a month and a half, really, because March, April, May. Well, I guess like 2.5 months, but there's a lot to do in 2.5 months.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I yeah I was just curious, just because I don't know. Obviously they're setting up the guns and FTR again, probably to drop FTR the tag titles again. So I was just curious what you thought about them possibly dropping the titles to anybody else. Um, which
Man,
I didn't, you know.
probably not at this point. I think I think they're just holding them warm for FTR, man. Been thinking that for a while now.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, our final match to talk about, man, it's a 60-minute Iron Man match. Listen, folks, if you want to be able to go 60 minutes, then you probably got to be training. If you're going to be training, you probably need some supplements, bro. So you guys probably should go to ambrosiacollective.com and get yourself 5% off all your supplements over there, guys. Pre-workout, plant protein, testosterone boosters, fish oils, mental jewels, organ support, everything that you need in your entire life, bro. 5% off with code the NERDCORE, THENERDCORPS, AmbrosiaCollective.com, man. Get your mind, body, and spirit right. But yeah, the 60-minute Iron Man match, bro, between MJF and Bryan Danielson. Uh, Unfortunately, at this point, my brain had decided that any wrestling pay per view that goes over 4 hours, we're just gonna shut off at this point. So, what I do remember about the match, I remember thinking a lot of the falls were really creative about how they got there with the Iron Man match. Danielson hitting the Bazaico knee for one, and then MJF hitting Danielson with the low blow, which gave Danielson another point, but it let MJF get two like immediate back-to-back pins. I thought that was great. I think there was I can't
There was
remember
a
the other.
roll up,
Yeah, there was a roll up. Um, they tied
which
by
was
that.
that was so confusing, because I swear during that roll up, MJF was on top,
I don't
and
know,
it
bro.
gave the point
I
to.
don't think so.
Oh wait, I forgot. It was the low blow that gave
Yeah,
Danielson the.
yeah,
Okay.
because
Never mind.
MJF hit him in the nuts, and then they gave Danielson a point for that because you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Uh,
So they ended up tying by the end of it. There was a couple points where I really thought Danielson was gonna win this title for there was a couple points, man, where it was real
yeah,
close.
that
Danielson
was
had
scary.
Danielson had MGF and the label lock uh, towards the end of the match, and as soon as the timer went out, MJF started tapping. Fans were pissed. Ended in a draw. MJF retained. Fans were chanting bullshit. They restarted it. It went into sudden death. Uh, MJF is trying to use the title to cheat. Bryce takes it away. MJF digs in his sack. He pulls out the dynamite diamond ring, which he always keeps it in there, bro. I always wondered, did he just put it around his cock, bro? What the fuck?
Oh, dude, I was just thinking that, bro. I'm pretty sure he just puts it around his meat, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
Because otherwise that would just be so uncomfortable to just keep that like there.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
bro,
thank you.
I don't know about y'all, but I could not keep a scratchy like diamond ring. And no.
Nah, bro. Especially doing all those moves and shit. Come on, bro. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Y'all crazy.
So I'm pretty sure he just takes it.
Oh, he had to do the visual representation. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Pause. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, pause, bro. But
Pause, bro.
nah, I'm pretty sure he just keeps it around his meat, bro.
100% confirmed. So MJF takes his cock ring off and tries to hit Danielson with it. Ref stops that. So Ref is doing everything in his power to get MJF to win this match clean. MJF rolls out of the ring, grabs the hydrogen or the oxygen tank that they had left sitting there because they started the match abruptly. Hits Danielson with it, and then submits Danielson with his own move to retain the AEW World Title. What did you think about the match? Was it fire?
Bro,
Was it?
Okay, the match was good. I liked it, but bro, I knew. Oh, I knew it was gonna happen because by this time everybody was like, since the beginning of the pay per view, we had dreaded this match because of the fact that it was 60 minutes, like continuing on from like an already like 3.5 hour pay per view, and then we had to watch a 60-minute Iron Man match. And bro, I knew it was gonna happen, and I said I was like, I'm pretty sure like all of us had said it. We were like, bro, if they go into overtime, like, bro, and they did. They did the sudden death. So I think the total ended up about 67 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, and man, I just, bro, why?
Y'all are telling me that y'all couldn't have just had that tag match on Rampage, and y'all couldn't have just had like Moxley and Hangman on, or Wardlow and Joe on Rampage, or like the women's world title on Rampage, because a lot of these could have just been like Dynamite or Rampage matches. Because my whole thinking going into this pay-per-view build was, okay, we don't really know too much about the card because obviously we know there's a 60-minute Iron Man match. Okay, if you're gonna have a 60-minute Iron Man match, bro, you can't have that many other matches on the card. And if you are, they all have to be quick, bro. And it was just the pay-per-view was just too fucking long for a 60-minute Iron Man match to be at the end of it. I know Tony Khan enjoys this kind of stuff, man, but for me as a viewer, I was just annoyed. Um, Mainly because we do it for content. You know, if I was
Mm-hmm.
watching this and we weren't doing it for content, definitely would have paused and like stopped this pay per view halfway through and then enjoyed the other half at another point on another day.
Right.
And maybe my enjoyment would have been a lot better. But I don't know, man. I thought the match was awesome, but it's just too fucking. I'm not saying the match is too long. I'm just saying the pay per view itself was too long for this type of match to be on it.
Right. Exactly.
Because I get the allure of a 60-minute Iron Man match. And I enjoy Iron Man matches. I think they're great, but it's just like, man, I really didn't need to see it at the end of this pay per view, dude. That's why I was like, Hangman and Mox should have just been like a lights out at the end of it. Because it's like, bro, if you want to stay and watch some more crazy shit, then by all means. But like, if you just want to watch this world title get defended and then go home, brother, I would have gone home. I would have said, nope, I'm good, and dipped. Shout out to MJF
Yeah.
for splashing that kid with the water, though. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Nah. That.
That shit was
Nah.
fucking
That was so
hilarious.
because he took. I didn't realize that he took the cup from the. I'm guessing that must have been his mom.
Yeah, it was his mom.
Uh, he took the cup from his mom and threw it. Bro, that is so. That kid. That kid. Someone said that kid was sleeping.
Well, I thought he was sleeping, but I saw more clips of it, and I was like, I don't think he was sleeping. I think he was just sitting
No,
there
I don't
like
think he was
chilling.
sleeping. I don't.
It would have been better if he was sleeping. It would have been
Nah,
hilarious,
that would have been so funny.
bro.
Because that's why I was like, nah, him sleeping during this is crazy,
Yeah,
and that's
Twitter
a
was fucking
kid,
pissed.
so you know how much energy they have.
Yeah, Twitter was pissed at MJF for throwing the water on him, and apparently the kid was fucking like livid, dude. Like apparently the kid was like pissed off, and the mom got pissed, and it ended up being a whole thing where like literally like they had to go talk to the parents, and like they ended up bringing the kid backstage, and he got to meet like a whole bunch of wrestlers and stuff or whatever. But it's like, bruh, it's part of the man. I would have just laughed if MJF splashed me with water, bro. I would have laughed my ass off. I would have been like, bro, you will not believe MJF just splashed me with water, bro. Because of course he would. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I've
it's good. I I wasn't even surprised by it because that's 100% within his character to do something like that. So like, I don't know, bro.
I've seen MJF spit gum out of his mouth at fans. I've seen MJF like steal people's drinks. I've seen MJF motorboat women on his way to the ring, bro. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen MJF do everything, bro. And you're gonna get mad that he splashed some water on you, bro? don't fucking stand there and be yelling at him. Then if you don't want some shit to happen, bro, you know what
I
MJF does,
mean,
bro.
So the difference between I get on because it's a kid. Like it's not like if it was a random adult, like sure, like I could see like being upset, but like not saying that like I disagree.
Nah, bro. You know what I
Because I
say
think
about them
it's funny,
kids. You know what I say
but
about them kids, bro.
fuck the kids.
Fuck them kids, bro.
Fuck them kids. Oh man, nah. But I thought that was funny.
The gold ring already turned green. Oh no. Just don't have a 60-minute Incredible Hulk match. You wouldn't like him when he's
Oh
disqualified.
my god.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, man.
Oh
Anyway,
man.
let's I haven't done this. Out of 5 stars, Keon, what would you rate this AEW Revolution pay-per-view?
I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 stars. Yeah.
I'm I think I'm right there with you, man. About 3.5. I thought there was a lot of matches on here that I just didn't need to see on this pay-per-view. Um, I thought there were some good matches though. I like the women's world title match. I loved the trios title match. It was my match of the night. I thought the Iron Man match was great. I think I'll enjoy it a lot more when I go back to rewatch it at some point in time in the future. Don't know when that will be, but I'm also glad that the haters are shut the fuck up and realize that MJF can go. I don't know how many times I've had to get on this podcast and defend the fact that MJF is genuinely fucking phenomenal wrestler, and I don't know how people don't see that, but now they've seen it and they know it. So good shit, man.
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5, man. That's about where I'm at with it too, man.
Yeah.
But all right,
Um.
folks.
Again, Tony Khan, I just need you to decrease the length of these pay-per-views, man. Please, please, bro.
Bro, Double or Nothing's gonna be fuck, bro. Double or Nothing's gonna be nuts. It's over in Vegas, bro. Stay on that West Coast time. That might be gonna be wild, in bro. Double or
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna be 5 hours minimum, bro. 100%. Oh Lord. Anyways, guys,
Well,
if y'all want to, if you got to stay comfortable though, it's long pay-per-views, man. If you want to stay comfortable, might want to go get some High Fly Radio merch, man. We got the link for that down in the description. Keep it nice and cozy, man.
yes, sir.
Blankets and towels and shit coming soon, man. Crazy, crazy. But this week, guys, part of our rock along, man. We've only got 2 more stops on the road, but this week, Black Adam. You heard it here first, man. We're doing the Black Adam movie commentary that drops Wednesday for champion patrons. So definitely go check that out. Patreon.com/the Nerdcore. Then also support all of our links down in the description below as well. Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. Keon, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, at Mr. Chillzone. You can also find me later on tonight doing a review on episode 8 for the Gamercore, episode 8 of The Last of Us for the Gamercore, and also every first Sunday of every month hosting Gamercore, where we talk all that gamer shit. So make sure you guys definitely stay tuned for that every first Sunday of every month
Yes, sir. That's been
at
all
3 p.m.
for at 3
I bet.
p.m. That's been all for High Fly Radio, folks. Don't tap out.
Tune in.